Now, Mr. Wade, tell us who you are, my brother.
Thank you, my sister. I want to first congratulate and acknowledge everyone on the line because these are the people that's going to make things happen. My name is Wade Randolph. I specialize in leadership, teamwork, and communications training. I always tell people, and they call me the more guy because I always say that are on this line are the people that can always have more, do more, and achieve more because we all have unlimited potential to become more.
Wow. Thank you so much. Now, you see, everyone, you see the power that's on this line. So in this conversation, and we're actually going to begin with Wade. Now, Wade, we just had the 24-hour motivation, 24-hour motivation, which was Thrive in 2014. So
Correct.
It's a motivation, and I want you to tell us the vision behind that and just share how that came to be.
You know, and I appreciate that, Anita. This was a vision that we as Platinums had gently talked about for years. It came up about 8 years ago when I initially joined Les, and he said, let's have a 24-hour motivation. But as you know, Les is always busy, and we've talked about it, and I came to the conclusion, why are we continuing to talk about this? See, being a Platinum speaker, being in Les's Platinum group, we don't just talk. It's time that you start to move forth and make your dreams happen. And so the reality is if we're going to be examples to everyone that tunes in each Monday, then I wanted to show that talking is one element of it, but also the greatest element is take action. And when I brought forth the idea, it's almost like striking a match. Sometimes you strike it and you see a little spark, but when you strike it again, you see that match start a real fire. And when I brought forth the idea, it took a fire, and all other Platinums jumped onto the idea, and we made that a reality this past week.
That's phenomenal. And Stacy, I know that you played a very key part in helping this come together. So Wade was Les was actually the visionary behind this. And you heard him talk about it, and Les Brown often says that we need to have a team. And I think, Wade, one of the things that you wanted to help us as Platinums understand that we have more power. You know, this in my favorite book says one can set 1,000 to flight and two can set 10,000 to flight. So some motivation took place. There were lots of Platinum speakers that were speaking, and there were a lot of things that took flight as a result of everyone coming together. So you struck that match, my brother, and we all were a part of looking at the burn and everything that came forward. So, Stacy, you want to share how you were, your part in this as well?
Well, yes, first let me also say congratulations not only to those online, but to the Platinums for making it happen. And as Wade said, the idea that had come across, and there was never a 24-hour live stream. I know that we've had in the earlier Platinum history, I believe 24 hours with Will Kaysen that I didn't even know about. And now taking it to the new level with Wade seeing an opportunity for us to make our fearless leader proud and see us pull together this 24 hours of motivation. That was an actual live stream event. So excited to have jumped on board with the idea as the match was lit, and then bring partnership to the table. What everybody listening should know, if you're thinking 2014 can be the year of being solo, I'm going to tell you that's NOLO. I'll make up my own word tonight. So everyone tweet that. Solo is NOLO.
Solo is NOLO. I like that.
Because you cannot do this thing called life by yourself. And when Les talks about strategic, collaborative, strategic-driven relationships, we put that in effect because that's the way you grow. That's the way you help other people. That's the way you expand your territory, is to be able to partner with those who are moving with the same pace, volume, and velocity. So with that being said, we were able to partner up with two powerhouses who have really set a new path when it comes to social media and the ability to portray a message to the masses. You know, thousands of people watching a live stream event at one time. This was absolutely unprecedented. It was historic. and it was incredible. So I want to definitely publicly acknowledge Che Brown and Trevor Otts, Batman and Robin, as we call them, but two individuals who brought the kind of energy and expertise into the partnership, because that's the other half of a partnership, Anita. It has to work. It has to be a win-win on both ends, and everybody has to bring their A game to the table in order for the marriage to work. And that's what we were able to do. We had 20 platinums come together with their message of hope, really focused on not just the production of the event, but ultimately the takeaways that everybody who listened to the live stream, people who have bought the recording, who are listening over and over again, that the voices of hope were able to transform their lives into more than just a slogan, Thrive in 2014, but a way of life, that every day they can take a piece from what they heard from all of the platinum speakers as well as the special guest speakers that were there and plant good seeds that can take root and can grow, and that when we get to the point of seeing January 2015, we can celebrate all that we've been able to do together in partnership and collaborative, strategic alliances that we're going to work on for 2014. So I'm thrilled about that and so proud that we were able to live it through example and let the world see you can move faster when you have a full and complete cooperative relationship of like-minded progressive individuals.
Words spoken very, very well. Solo is no low. We will remember that in 2014. We will definitely remember that. So now we had the vision, and we came together as a team, and so we're no longer solo. So that's out in 2014. For those of you, now first of all, we didn't say this before we start, but hopefully you have a pen and a paper and you're writing things down, because we're going to give you an opportunity to ask some questions. And I'm going to give you some steps to help you move into action. But before we do that, I think that Candace is going to share some things. I think, Stacey, you were going to say a few more things, and then Candace is going to chat about some things. And we're just kind of just have a conversation as we go through this.
Exactly, Anita. And I think this is a wonderful opportunity for us to share and just represent the collective, and the collective being all of the Platinum family that brings so much to the table, that they have so many wonderful stories. When I think about Ha Tran and how her story really exemplifies you can do anything, and there are no excuses. Like a lot of us come up with excuses and reasons why we can't do. You know, if success was convenient, everybody would be successful. But those who are willing to go through the things that aren't so convenient, that can push past the pain, push past the disappointments, push past all of the challenges, they're able to see a better tomorrow. When you think about Pastor Mary Robinson and what she shared, Soraya Dean and the heart that she talked about, compassion, and Evelyn Polk, the heart lady, you know, who was able to even introduce others who are living examples of the work that she does, and Vince Turan, who I think just hypnotizes everybody when he starts talking, and Andy Enriquez, who talked about, you know, making the decision of what you wanted to do in 2014. And really, you know, I want to go through all the names of the Platinums. Vanessa McLean, all the way from the UK, starting off the day with a message that was really going to impact the lives of everybody. That's the power in what we're doing. Star Babatoon tore the house down, talking about her story and all the stories of some of the women that she admired and that we all know, but we don't know the backstory. Everybody comes with a story. And it doesn't matter where you start. It's the fact that you keep moving, that you keep going through, that you push past those things that are inconvenient. And when we think about Dr. Charles Phillips, he said his hair slid down. That was one of the highlights of the whole cast. If anybody listening heard him, there's so many points and takeaways. The young, keep it elite, Javon Gordon, able to fire up the audience and let them know that we need the younger generation to catch the baton, and we as the older generation have to pass it, even though I'm not that old, so I'm going to take myself out of that. But really working through all of the messages that were shared and the victories that we were able to create in the lives of the listeners. How powerful is that? Because it's not about one individual speaker. It's about the collective voice of hope that we were able to present. And then Candace is talking about what to do next with it. Talking about that rise to power. How do you keep moving? You're thriving in 2014. What is it that you're thinking about? What is it that you want? What are you trying to hold on to? That's the thing that you really want to look at as you evaluate where you are in your life right now. It is day 6 of the brand new year. We can't change anything that has happened from day 1 to day 6. But today, we can continue to make the right decisions, to plant more good seeds that can be watered, and we can continue to thrive in 2014. So, Candace.
So, Stacey, let me underscore with what you've said. There's a point that we have to decide consciously. And I love the quote from Shawshank Redemption: either get busy living or get busy dying.
Candace, you there?
Yes, I am. I'm taking notes myself. I said, okay, let me get that down. That's going to be a keynote this week.
So,
I'm already signing up, Candace, so you go ahead.
Yeah,
I'm like, wow.
So, Candace, if you just kind of share a few minutes with us, and then I'm going to give some tips on how they can move forward for 2014, and then we're going to open up the line. So,
absolutely. So I talked a little bit about the Rise to Power, which is the movement that we're working on now. And as I look at that movement, I look at the 24 hours of motivation, I look at all of the information that we're receiving here on this line tonight. We think, if you really think about it, this very Monday that everyone is sitting here on this call is the first Monday of the new year. That's powerful. It's the first Monday of the new year. And some people have already fallen back into the habits that they were in last year. You see, goals and success and determination and focus, it's not about a goal that you set and let it go. It was said that excellence is not an action, but a habit. It's about developing those habits, and by first evaluating where you are today, not where you were yesterday, not where you want to be in the future. Where are you today? And aligning that vision with where you want to go. And then focusing on solutions and not the problem. So many people have given up hope, have given up and resolved that, this life is a life I'm always going to have. This is what it's always going to be. And that's not true, because in today's business environment, your imagination is the only limitation to your products and services that you bring to the market. There's so many people that say they're unhappy in their job position. And I'm reminded of one of my best friends. Over the holidays, she was working on a position proposal. Not that she's happy in her current situation, she wanted to go to the next level, and that's what it takes. Have you worked on a position proposal? Have you done the market research? Have you really went out there and asked the correct questions? Do you know who your top competitors are? Who's doing what you want to do successfully? Evaluate, and then focus on the solution, not the problem. You see, most people want to just focus on what isn't right. Let's focus on what is right with you. You show up. You showed up to this call on the first Monday of the year. Not with the case of the Mondays, the case of the Sundays. You are ready to go. And as I think about my time in South Africa, I reflect on something I saw on the wall. And this is a wall in commemoration of the amazing man, Nelson Mandela. And it said, success is a journey, not a destination. Have fun doing it. I know with my platinum brothers and sisters, we can't stop laughing. We can't stop having a good time. I can't stop liking their posts and seeing their funny videos and seeing them with their families and living life. Most people go through life as zombies, just kind of going through the motions. Don't be a zombie this year. Wake up the gifts, stir up the gifts, go forth and do great things in life. And remember that the money is truly in a follow-through, not the initial idea. Most people can have an idea. And it said most people, I say 90% of people have at least $2 million ideas a year. Can you imagine that idea? I mean, have you ever seen somebody doing something that you want to do and you're like, I thought about that years ago? Well, they represent the possibilities that you've rejected for your own life. So when you want to move forward and you want to do those great things, remember, it's starting with first evaluating where am I versus where I want to go. Then you build the plan to get there. You're focusing on the solutions in life, not the problems, and the follow-through. Because if you are persistent, you will get it. If you are consistent, you will keep it. So if you want to keep those things in life and you want to move forward and continue to grow, it's about not getting comfortable, never settling in as if it's good enough. It'll never be good enough. Where you're going, no one knows. Where you're going, you can't see right now. You're going to a limitless place, limitless and unlimited possibilities. The world only invests in those people who have confidence to invest in themselves. So get confident this year. If you don't get anything else from this call, you don't get anything else from our Platinum brothers and sisters who've decided to invest in themselves, if you don't get anything else from your family and friends around you, remember this. You hustle until you no longer need to introduce yourself. Anita?
Drop the mic, baby. Drop the mic. That's my Candace Marie.
And that is so phenomenal. You know, it is so, you know, when you guys listen in on this call, you may think that we have this scripted, but Candace, you said everything that I am going to end when I package it all together with the 4 steps to move you into action. And pretty much everyone has said the same thing. We are sharing the same message, and we did not come together and script this. So Candace, my sister, as Stacy said, you definitely rocked the mic. So for those of you listening on the call, you've heard from 4 of Les Brown's Platinum speakers. Now, I'm going to tell you 4 steps that will move you into action, but you've already heard them tonight. And so write these down, and then we're going to open up the line to give you an opportunity to ask some questions. And we want to know if you were listening to the 24-hour motivation, and we want to know what are you going to do different this year that's going to move you into action. So the first thing is focus, and that's what Candace just talked about. There's a quote by Steve Jobs that says, which I love this quote. The quote says, that's been one of my mantras, focus and simplicity. Simple can be hard than complex. You have to work hard to get your thinking clean to make it simple, but it's worth it in the end, because once you get there, you will move mountains. My favorite book says your gift will make room for itself. So your goal in 2014, to thrive in 2014, you have to focus. Be clear on what it is that you want to accomplish. The next one is create your vision plan. A lot of people ask me, Anita, do you do New Year's resolutions? I personally do not do New Year's resolutions. I set goals for myself. Every year, I do a new vision plan, a vision map. Some of you call it a vision map. Write the vision down. Write your vision down. Put it somewhere where you can see it every day. If you don't have a plan for your life, someone else does. So create your vision plan. Number 3, get a team. You heard Stacey N.C. Grant says, solo is no-lo. So 2014 is not solo. Create strategic partners so you can do things differently. You don't want to do it by yourself. Get together and collaborate with like-minded people. You will see so many results. You will see so much fruit. And the final thing is invest in yourself. A lot of you show up on the call every Monday night, and we are so thankful that you show up on the call every Monday night. But we want you to go to that next step. We want you to do something different. Step out this year. Step up and step out. Get a coach. Attend a training. Do something different than you did last year. And a lot of you know the definition of insanity. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. But I'm here to tell you, this is a new year. This is a new season. This is a new opportunity. We are going to thrive in 2014. So I'm excited. Stacy, thank you. Candace, thank you. Wade, thank you so much. You all are my platinum brothers and sisters. I'm looking forward to a phenomenal year. So we are going to open up the call right now, unless someone else has something else to say. Go ahead and get in. Anita. I know somebody's trying to get in. Go ahead and jump in.
It's me, Anita. It's me, because I didn't mention everybody's name, and I don't want to be in trouble. So I want to make sure I shout out all the platinums who
Go ahead and shout them out, girl.
So I'm going to run down the list from the top of the day till rounding out the evening, who was on the call. The beautiful Vanessa McLean from the UK. I mentioned Ha Tran, absolutely incredible Nothing is Impossible. Andy Enriquez, How to Thrive in 2014. Dr. Charles Phillips, How to Make a Fresh Start. Star Babatunde, From Adversity to Advantage. Ruben West, The X Factor. Wade Randolph, The More Guy. Leadership 911. Evelyn Polk, Following Your Heart can lead you to wonderful places of victory. Vince Turan, The Victory Channel. We also had the beautiful and talented Sean B. Arnold, Burn Your Ship in 2014. Javon Gordon, Keep It Elite. Pastor Mary Robinson, Life Happens, How to Survive and Thrive in 2014. The one and only Dwight Pleasure, Real Change in 2014. The beautiful Soraya Dean, Choosing Compassion. Roland Manny, Who's Pulling Your Strings. Ooh, he tore that up. Trish Luna de Alva, 15 Minutes to Overcome Your Fear. And the master excited Energizer Bunny, Jay Shoup, rounding it out and did a phenomenal job and never put off for tomorrow what you can do today. So my hat's off again to the Platinums for representing our family and doing an awesome job for 24 hours of motivation.
Well, Stacy, you forgot one person. It was this beautiful young lady that stood between two gentlemen. I can't remember her name, but she was phenomenal.
I know.
You know her name.
She was gorgeous.
Her.
She did that.
She set it off now. She set it off. Who was that young lady?
Oh, her. Oh, that's Coco. Now, that's Stacy N.C. Grant.
The phenomenal Stacy N.C. Grant, I might add.
Thank you, my sister. Thank you. I love you. Love all of you for that. And, yes, I talked about creating your own luck in 2014. I almost forgot to look. I went straight into remembering my family. But that's the joy of working with such phenomenal individuals who make me better, who sharpen my saw, who allow me to grow and stretch. And that's the beauty of this family and what we do. And I'm just so excited for what God has in store for 2014 and all the wonderful things that will become from all of the work that we're doing in the Voices of Hope. So I can't wait to talk to the listeners. Ooh, Anita, okay, I'm going to be quiet.
And you know what? And what I also want to say is those were just some of the platinums that were able to be on the 24-hour motivation. There are lots of other platinums, and we want to give them a shout-out, too. We're not going to mention their names because there's so many, but there are so many other phenomenal platinum speakers that are doing phenomenal work. So we know you, we know who you are, and we thank you for your work as well. Wade, you were going to say something?
No, you've said it all, because naturally we need to acknowledge there's a lot of work that went behind this, and the reality is all platinums use their voice, their energies, and their talents to move forth, and that's what you've got to do in 2014 in order not just to thrive, but to succeed and achieve.
And you know, I want to mention Valerie Parker. Valerie Parker, she has been on this journey, and a lot of you know Valerie. She was promoting the call, promoting the 24-hour network. So Valerie has been a part of Les Brown's family. She promotes Les Brown, so she does a phenomenal job. So I want to mention her as well because she has been affiliated with Les Brown, and she is a very phenomenal woman, so I want to mention her name. And there are so many others. But now we are going to, for this time for real, we are going to open up the call. So listeners, we want to know if you have a question for any of us, that's one, and we want to know if you listened to the 24 hours and how did it affect you and what were some of your takeaways? And now listen, there are so many people on the call. For those of you that we hear your voices a lot, we still want to hear you, but we want you to be brief. This is 2014. We want to give some other people an opportunity to get in. And then we also want you to Facebook us. I'm on Facebook. All of us are on Facebook. Les Brown has a Facebook page, and we're going to tell you how you can stay connected to us every day of the week after the call. Miss Stacy N.C. Grant is going to give you that information. So let's go right to the calls. All right, Platinum family, are we ready to open this line up?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right, let's get this line open. Star 6 to unmute your handset if you have a comment or question.
All callers are muted and may unmute themselves by star 6.
Yes,
all right,
God bless
who's
you.
there? Go ahead.
It's a surge.
How are you? Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to every one of y'all. Hello, everyone. I saw the 24 hours of motivation. It was tremendous. beautiful, right to the point. They tell you that nothing is impossible with God, and they have told, and y'all have the fire to
Well,
to,
thank
to
you
take,
so much,
take
Serge, and we're looking forward to a wonderful new year in 2014. Thank you for calling in. Let's hear from some other callers as well. Who else is out there?
Calling from Chicago.
Good evening. This is Harold.
Okay, I heard a young lady calling from Chicago. Let's hear her. Then we'll hear Harold.
Yes, I just want to know, this is for Ms. Hicks, I just want to know, how do you access the 24-hour motivation? What is the link? Because
Stacy or Wade, you want to answer that?
Yes, there is a link, getmotivated.com. I believe that's it. I'm going to double check it. I'll make the announcement again at the end. But there's a link where you can go and actually purchase your copy of the 24 Hours of Motivation.
okay, thank you.
You're welcome, and thank you for asking.
Who else? That was a gentleman. Go ahead.
Yes. Harold from New York.
Okay, yes. How are you? What's your question?
A couple of weeks back, before the Christmas holiday, I think just before Christmas, there was mention of a mentoring program. Like if we emailed yes at lesbrown.com, someone would be getting back to us in regards to that and kind of narrowing down the field. I kind of want to know where we were in that process.
Well, I think there were 7 people, and Stacy got some names, and I got some names, and Mr. Brown got some names. So Mr. Brown selected those 7. So if you were not one of the ones that were called, then obviously you were not one of the ones selected. So I don't apologize for that, but that was the process. So if you sent the email to him, he chose from the 7. But if you're interested in attending a coaching or attending a training, you can reach out to me, Anita, that's ANITA, at AnitaHicks.com, and I'll let you know when the next training will be available. Okay?
Thank you. Thank you very much. Happy New Year, all.
Thank you so much, and Happy New
Same
Year
to
to
you.
you as well. Comment or question? And thank you all. You are being so polite because there's a lot of people on the call, so thank you for respecting one another. So the next caller, you can have your comment or your question. Star 6 to unmute your
Yes, my name's Jason from Minneapolis.
Hey, Jason.
Hey, how are you?
Good.
Good. So my question is looking at, I believe it is number 3, where you were discussing as far as get a team. How do you build a team without the boss complex, getting in the mix, which is another word for ego, with like-minded people? How do you, what's that best approach for building a team?
Well, who wants to answer that? Wade, you want to answer? Wade, you want to jump in with that?
What happens is when you build a team, I said look for people that can be power partners on your team. Those people that have the same goals, those people that have the same vision. But here's the one thing I want you to write down. Select someone that has the same drive that you have. You want to find like-minded people that want to go up instead of pull you down. And really what you do is ask, when someone interests you that comes into your sphere or your influence, ask them, can we work together? And there's an internal feeling that you get. There's an intellectual idea that you'll get to say, this is a person I want to work with. And there are some people that you don't need on your team. So trust yourself and look for that person that will help you move forward instead of move backwards.
Okay, very good, very good. Thank you.
Great question.
Thank you.
Hi, this is Mark in Chapel Hill for Anita Hicks.
Hey, Mark, how are you?
Fine. Hi, I have one question, and I would like to get an answer because I'm puzzled on it. I saw Mr. Les Brown at the Raleigh Airport several months ago.
Yes.
He told me to be sure to contact him, and he wanted me to get into motivational speaking.
Okay.
I did exactly what he told me, and I never, ever got any call back or anything.
Well, Mark, you're right down the street from me.
Okay?
So
I'm like Mary McLeod Bethune. Let's move on with the main agenda.
Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. Send me an email, Anita at AnitaHicks.com.
Hold on 1 second.
And
Hold on, let me write that down real quick.
Anita, that's ANITA, at Anita, ANITA, HICKS. And I'm actually going to be doing a training in that area in February, and I'll invite you out to that training. But I will make sure that Mr. Brown knows. Also send you some information on how to become a part of his Platinum family.
Because
well.
he signed my book, and he told me, he said, brother, you have it. You need to be out speaking.
Wow. Okay.
He said, you have it, and I want you to get out speaking. But I did what he told me. I never got a call back or anything.
Well, see, here's what I need you all to understand. Mr. Brown is just one person. He has, he is probably one of the most generous persons, and he cannot reach everyone. And his intentions are really good. He threw the net out there. So you're doing what you're supposed to do. We all had to do the same thing. And that's how we became a part of the Platinum family. It was work. We stayed the course. Did we not, my Platinum brothers and sisters?
And let the church say amen.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is how we end up here today. Because we did not stop. We are unstoppable, and obviously so are you. So we'll connect.
Okay, you want me to email
Sarah
you?
Brown calling from New Orleans.
Email. Yes, I will. Email me, and I'll get back with you.
Okay.
All right.
Sarah
hold on,
Brown calling
Anita.
from New Orleans.
There's a caller from New Orleans. Wait, there's an SOS. If you're calling from New Orleans, I need some gumbo.
Ma'am.
Anybody send me some gumbo from New Orleans?
Yes. I'm calling because my name is Sarah, and I'm from New Orleans, and I get on the call every Monday, and I just want to know, when are you all going to come down to New Orleans to do a conference?
As soon as you cook me some gumbo, I'm coming now.
Because we need you guys, yes.
Well, listen, Sarah, we have a Platinum sister. Her name is Cheryl Nix. She is in that area. I don't know if you know that name, Cheryl Nix. Are you familiar with that?
I don't know.
Okay, Cheryl Nix. So, as Stacy said, we can come anywhere. We can bring the whole Platinum family. If Les Brown.
I would love for you all to come down. Yes.
Okay. So you can email myself, Stacy, Wade, any of us, and reach out. You can email any one of us, and then we can start the collaboration and find out exactly what it is that needs to happen. We may reach out to Cheryl Nix, who is part of our Platinum family, and see if there's any way we can collaborate on some things there.
Okay.
So it's about strategic partnership. So you do your part, and we'll do our part.
And here's another thing that you can do. If you're on Facebook, you can also go to the Les Brown Platinum Speakers Network. We have a page on Facebook, the Les Brown Platinum Speakers Network. Just do a search in Facebook, and you'll be able to connect with all of us there, see where we're going to be, our upcoming events, and start the conversation about building your powerhouse events in New Orleans.
Awesome.
We need that.
Hello? Yes. Thank you so much. All right, who is this? We hear you coming in.
Hi, this is Andrea. I was I was listening to the 24-hour motivational call on New Year's Day, and it was phenomenal. It was very inspiring. My only question is, how do I start, following my goals? How do I, is there someone that can help you to actually set up an action plan on how to get from, just a dream to actually following your dreams?
Well, any of us can answer that. Anybody else want to answer before I say anything?
I was just going to say what you're going to say, Anita. So we're all coaches.
We're all probably going to say the same thing. So go ahead, Stacy, Candace, Wade, anybody. Just anybody, jump in.
There's an interesting part that I find is most people let fear stop them. And what's necessary is you just take that small first step. If you take one step, then the other foot will follow the next. So ask yourself, what's the one step that you can take? Maybe it's tonight just picking up the phone and talking with someone to say, I'm going to start speaking. Maybe it's just calling someone to say, can I speak to your group of maybe one or two people? But what's the first step that you can take to start your journey towards your goal? That's where you start.
And trying to do the best I can for the boys in a positive aspect instead of the drama between parents, and trying to do the best I can. And I am doing the best I can because I pray every day. I ask for God to protect the boys. One's with me, the other's with his father. And I really thank God that I get to see, on Wednesday, that the truth come out. That the truth come out and that people in a positive
There's a little
way.
bit of background noise, but I want to say to you, thank you for taking the time to comment. And, you know, what you focus on expands. So we're glad that you're focusing on good things and positive things, and that you will continue to bring those things alive, and for just, you know, being a part of the call. And stay connected. Be back again next week, Monday, so you can continue to hear other voices than Mrs. Brown's voice that'll continue to inspire you, because we have a little bit of background noise, so we might have to mute the call and then have callers press star 6 just so we can hear the last of the callers.
All callers are muted.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, callers. And Stacy, that was such a powerful message that you gave to the young lady. And so, and thank you all for calling in. So we're going to get ready to end the call. So if you have one final word, if each one of us, starting with Candace and Wade, if we could just give them like a 2-second word for 2014, and then we'll move into the announcement. So Candace, take it on.
Yes, ma'am. Well, I think the biggest thing that we go into, and I think this is kind of what leaves me today from listening to everyone, is really faith. You know, faith doesn't necessarily make things easy, but it does make things possible. And anything is possible for every caller on this line. No matter what situation you're facing, understand that it has come to pass. It is only temporary. It is not here forever in your life. And learn that the biggest thing for me was, you know, find the blessing in every lesson. Because I've been